Let's get Marcus in. Marcus, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's much better today than it was on Tuesday night in all accounts. It was a very good performance by our team, a good finish by O'Connor. I bet you thought the goal was never going to come with the chances that
I think
we created.
We can get a little bit washed with the actual result. When you actually look at the two performances, there wasn't actually much difference. There was a lot of hard work, a lot of creating. At times the opposition defended stoutly, as we mentioned on Tuesday, and the same again today. You know, yet again a few goal line clearances, some good goalkeeping, and you know, put the pressure on us, and put the pressure on our defenders. You know, making sure that in the few and far between times that they got to do something, they got to do it right. The difference between the two games was purely the fact that my goalkeeper was outstanding in what he needed to do in the second half, coming for things. His starting position was good, his communication was brilliant, which we spoke about and we talked about, which then meant our back four was in a higher position, and it meant we dealt with things a lot easier or more dominant. Where on Tuesday we got it was a little bit sloppy, and we got punished for two errors. Three errors in terms of poor clearance off the corner, and obviously we spoke about the free kick and their goal, and that was the big difference. Going forward, we look very good. We look like we can create things. We've got certainly outstanding strikers who could have had a fair few today, but the more we create, if I'm honest, percentage-wise, I know it's going to come from Aaron or Dan. You know, for every one they miss, I know we're nearer getting the goal because of just the quality they are, and that was proven in the second half.
From from villain to hero, Craig Stanley, you weren't really too happy with his performance on Tuesday. Man of the match today, put in a solid performance along with the rest of the defence. It was like chalk and cheese, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, look, let's be straight. That's Craig's 7th game now. Mm-hmm. And he had 25 minutes. It didn't go well for him, and unfortunately, as a goalkeeper or centre halves or defenders, you do make mistakes. You get punished. There's plenty of players in front of him who've made more mistakes than him, and we don't notice it, or we're more with the strikers that I've just mentioned there, miss a chance, we think we'll go get the next one, where the defender don't get that break. So yeah, fair play to him. There was no way I was going to drop him, having played so well leading up to that, and respecting the 20 minutes that he had, and he's put in a fantastic shift today. But they all did. Nathaniel, we had a long conversation. I wanted more out of him. Started well, and then we had to move him into centre half, and he's put in a very good performance again for us. So sometimes over the course of 9 months, people dip in and out, and I've just said to the players, they've got to keep pushing each other in performance as well as encouragement and drive. Again, we've had to make force changes and swap people around.
How are the injuries to the players?
Dion we had to bring off because he was feeling his hamstring and thigh. He's been game after game after game. The pitches are heavy, and we needed to open and break it up a wee bit. So we just thought, well, he's not 50. He's not 100%. We got Gary Storer. Declan, he was feeling something just slightly before the game, and it was a bit too late to make a change. And I think that challenge where he gave away a foul probably just secured that injury. So we'll next 48 hours we'll have a look at that. But as a group, they've reacted extremely well again. And I mentioned, it's going to be a roller coaster. It's pressure football.
Well, certainly now that Stourbridge lost today as well, and we've got Colville on Tuesday, so that could be a different dimension come this time next week. Well,
it's who can deal with the pressure. They obviously would have gone down there. Hitchin were on a bit of a poor run since we played. We beat them, ironically, and it's seizing your opportunities, and they would have seen the blip that we had, 1 point out of 2 games, and Stourbridge and ourselves are going to be feeling totally different into each game than anyone else in the league, and it's January. I felt like today was April.
Yeah,
because we're the team. It's us at it, and you're waiting for each other to slip or maximise the opportunity. And as you mentioned there, we've done 7 days on, and we're now 1 point again
With 2 games in hand.
With 2 games in hand.
Funny how it can change. And they say in politics...
exactly. So we've now got the pressure to play on Tuesday.
They took a hammering today, Colville, 4-1 at Banbury. That's a result I seem to remember.
Was it at Banbury?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, they're very good at home, Banbury.
4-1, that's a result that...
He's obviously got it to a T, the way he hides them footballs in the first minute. They'll probably phone me up now and have a little pop of it, but they certainly, they did. Anyway, Colville will, they cause us problems. We need to make sure that we put in the same sort of shift. They're going to cause us issues that we know that they can cause us, so we'll prepare correctly for them. But don't get us wrong. We've got some clientele who can you can play for 90% of the game, be switched on them and make it hard, and you give them that moment.
I did see before the game that Cunnington was out there having a warm-up fitness test. How's he doing?
He's close, but not close enough in terms of taking the risk. If he had broke down in the warm-up, we couldn't have done anything. We've brought Knowlesy in, who's a young winger. I was looking at getting him on at 0-0, and then obviously goal changed the game. So he'll give us an attacking option, either wing on the left or the right side. Certainly we're losing Reese on Tuesday, but we needed to get our youngsters out who weren't having a lot of game time in Ben Toseland and Ben Bradshaw. It's tough because we're in the mix of a title race, and unfortunately for Ben, the amount of no game time had really hindered him in terms of when he did get his chances. You're just thinking, no, you're not sharp what you need, and training can only do so much. The amount of games that we get, it's hard to make the intensity right. So we sent him out for a month to get that match fitness and sharp, so when he comes back, not only is he hopefully going to be competing for a shirt, but he'll be in a position to make an impact when he comes on and make a difference, or the job that needs to see the job through. So it's more his development and using the situation to benefit us in the long run. But we're going to miss Reese on Tuesday. Hence why the way we kind of went for it today. But I thought when he come on, he changed the dynamic for us again. Yeah,
he ran up, didn't he, as usual. We know what he can do, and they couldn't really cope with him. And
he's a quick boy. He's very quick, and
he played for Royston, didn't he, as well? So
they're very aware of him over this side of Cambridgeshire.
Braithwaite played well for Royston again.
He does. He likes playing against us, doesn't he? He does really well. I thought Murray as well.
He's not auditioning, is he, at all?
I don't know. Sam, unfortunately, that's the way he plays, and every time he turns up here, he must know our showers get cold quite quickly because that's the way he plays. Him and Rico, they're very close in terms of the way they play, and little nicks here and there. I thought the ref put himself under a lot of pressure, not managing the game early enough, but I think he come through in the end. Frustrated us slightly, but we've seen it out. We showed signs of the defending that is required to be challenging at the top. Yeah,
it's more like the start of the season where we were holding out 0-0s and another clean sheet for White. Of course, you say played very well today. And
it was not so much the shot stopping, it's just his starting position, his organising. He was off his line a lot better today, come for some very high balls. Because if teams are seeing that we're vulnerable there and they're putting that in and they don't see the keeper come, then it encourages their strength. But when they started coming out and taking them, getting the fouls or taking them cleanly, it puts doubt in the opposition's mind, and they have to change it up a wee bit, and that then helps us to get on drop downs and just try and get on top of the ball again. I mean, they went down to 10 men like Biggleswade, and they have a good. It's really strange how they seem to get the ascendancy, but it's difficult in terms of we're playing for to make sure we don't lose the game. And sometimes they have the freedom just to say, like I've mentioned, we're going to be going into sort of February, March, and there's a lot of teams who will be having a lot of freedom, and we're going to be under. Let's see where we are next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, then this time next week we'll be at Stourbridge interviewing you again, I suppose, after the game. And let's hope it's another 3 points. We can, 1 point actually. I suppose that's not a bad result. A draw would have had a nice head. A draw would be.
I think okay. Tuesday will make a. I think it's quite clear. Stourbridge need to beat us, don't they? Mm-hmm. How we go about our business will decide following the Colville fixture. But we know we got to make it sure. it's a positive result on Tuesday. But we don't need to have as much pressure on us as we had today, I feel, with the way the result has gone. So we can probably play with a little bit more freedom and knowledge that we're not under as much pressure.
Okay, Marcus, thank you very much. Well done, that victory.